What's interesting right now is that more and more Americans are struggling to pay their rent. They're not getting paid enough to even afford a one-bedroom apartment. That's scary. But many people are now finding roundabout ways to still live somewhere. Not be homeless and living in a tent, but still live somewhere and save money. Today, I'm going to break down what many people are doing at this time and what you might want to consider moving forward. I'll break all this down in just a moment, explain what is going on and why more and more Americans are opting for one of these two routes. But you may be shocked how simple it is and how more affordable it can be. So I'll break all this down in just a moment, but first, before I do, all I ask is one thing. Takes 2 seconds. Go ahead, hit that like button if you enjoy these daily updates. And now, let's begin. So what in the world is going on? Well, look at this. It says 50 hours of work to pay the rent. Report finds many renters can't afford their homes. Now, this was back in November. It's gotten worse. According to a recent report, some people are reporting that it takes them about 60 hours of work per month to pay their rent. That is very problematic, okay? When they are spending the majority of their income on rent. That doesn't include food, doesn't include a car payment, insurance, right? Utilities. There's so many other things that you have to factor in. Now, I want to show you this as well. It says the minimum wage earners cannot afford to rent a one-bedroom apartment across the country. Again, this was back in October, the end of October. It's gotten worse. Minimum wage has not increased. The federal minimum wage is still $7.25. For millions of people all across the country, they cannot afford a one-bedroom apartment. Now, I talked about this a couple weeks ago, and I said what many people are doing is they're trying to move back in with parents and siblings and loved ones, some of which are trying to share an apartment. Or some people, and I even have friends that they're trying to share an apartment. They got 3 to 4 people for one apartment, a 1-2 bedroom apartment in the city. That's the only way they can afford it, is by sharing it. But I want to show you something, okay? Look at this, because this is part of the reason why so many people are not able to get an apartment and can't afford a home. Just look at this. So people are asking $2,000 per month for an apartment, but they want to make sure you can afford it. So you got to actually be able to bring in 3 times that amount, $6,000. That's $72,000 a year. However, the average salary is about $55,000 to $60,000 per year. Can't even afford it. So the average person cannot afford a basic apartment. Now, I want to show you what some people are doing. And the reason why I'm showing you this is because this is what we are about to see. Some people are speculating that we are going to dip into a recession, and as we do, more people are going to lose their apartments. They're going to lose their homes. They'll probably lose their jobs. They might not be able to afford a car payment. And so some of which are going to have to decide, do I get rid of the car or do I move out of the apartment? Here's what many people are doing. They're moving out of the apartment and living in the car. If you are single, if you don't have any kids, you don't have pets, you could probably live in your car. I have a friend that's been living in his car. It's actually a van, okay, a small van, not some big elaborate setup, but lives in his van. He's been doing this for a little bit over 2 years. Absolutely loves it. Travels the country, does whatever he wants. Works from wherever. Right? Works online. And he loves it. But this is something that more and more people are doing. And I want to play this clip for you in just a second. First, I want to read a comment that sparked my interest. Somebody wrote to me about 2 days ago and says this, and I quote, "Snyder reports, love your channel and the information that you provide. Please share this with your viewers. I think they will enjoy it." I work at Camping World selling RVs, and we have seen a lot more people coming in trying to avoid renting an apartment. Now, we aren't selling RVs like during the pandemic, but sales are trickling in, and the buyers all seem the same, looking for a lower monthly payment for their living situations. Now, I want to play this clip for you. This person's going to explain about what it costs to live in an RV full time. This is very important because this is what more and more people are doing. Okay, they're finding a very inexpensive RV, something that they can actually afford, putting it out on a lot, and living in it. Just watch this.
I live full-time in this camper with my wife, and one of the most popular questions is how much does it cost? So I do want to start this video by saying this cost is going to vary a lot from person to person. Different things like what kind of camper you get and where you park your camper will adjust the price either way. I broke this up into two parts. The first part, I did not include our truck payment because if you're not moving your camper, you would not have to factor that in. So the first thing is the cost of our camper. We financed our camper, so right now we're paying $592.83 a month.
So I just want to point this out really quick. Like $592.83, that probably means that their camper was like $50,000. Okay, it looks like it's a pretty decent size. So and again, there's a ceiling fan up there. There's probably multiple slides on it. The one to her left is probably a slide. And again, these are, this pretty luxurious living right here. Okay, let's keep listening though.
A month for our camper. I am trying to make extra payments on our camper just because we do have an 8% interest rate, which I don't love.
Just so you know, 8% is fairly standard. Okay, that's probably get 7 to 8%.
The next is our camper insurance. When we do our insurance, we pay for the whole year just to get a cheaper rate. So we paid $1,089 for the year for our camper insurance, which comes out to about $90.75. Next is the cost of the lot. This will vary depending on location, what amenities are available for you. Just within our campground, it will vary if you're closer to the river or farther away from the river. So we pay $700 a month for our lot. That includes our space, our sewer, our water, and Wi-Fi.
Just want to point this out really quick. $700 is actually not bad. So it's $700 for the lot, roughly $600 for the RV. That's $1,300. $1,300, that includes water, sewer, and Wi-Fi. Just keep listening.
At this current campground, we do have to pay extra for our electric. Our highest electric bill was $100, but that's because it was a colder month and we did run our electric fireplace more. We've been averaging about $60 a month for our electric.
One piece of advice, and I have this for my RV as well, is we have solar panels that will recharge the batteries, and so that will save us quite a bit. Again, I don't use the RV as much as I'd like to or probably should, but again, it's just another thing that if it's there, right? You can go camping or whatever. But again,
next
people
is
live
the
in them.
propane. Our propane is used for our heat, our stove, our oven, as well as our water heater. So for our propane, we're paying about $18 every time we have to fill it. At most, we have filled it about 4 times a month, which comes out to $72 a month for propane. We did end up getting a Starlink just because the Wi-Fi here isn't the greatest. We did the Roam 50 gigabyte plan. If you guys have any questions on the Starlink, let me know and I will answer them. So we pay about $80 a month for our Starlink. So all of that together, not including our truck, comes out to $1,653.58.
What's interesting about that, and she'll go over the truck payment and insurance in a second, and you'll see how much that will just balloon the cost, but $1,653 a month. That's not bad. Okay? That's not bad. $1,600 a month for something that, again, you own it. You're not renting it. You own the RV. Yes, you're renting the space for $700 a month, but again, you're not going to get a lot out of it. But that's incredible, and this is what more people are doing. And so I looked into what this person wrote and said that more people are coming in buying RVs. This person works at Camping World. and they're buying RVs in order to avoid renting an apartment. That's actually smart. If they can afford an RV but don't want to live in a car, right? Van life is expensive. Okay, you're going to spend $80,000 to $100,000 on a decent van. So being able to do this and again spend $580 on an RV, again which you own, then you rent the land. Again, it's interesting. Let's keep listening to this. Just a little bit longer.
Now, if you were to add in my wife's truck and her insurance for her truck, that brings it up to $2,762.58.
Keep in mind, $2,762.58. But without the truck, it was $1,653. So that increased it by $1,100 for a truck and the insurance. Now, here's the other thing. I reached out to a friend of mine because he does have an RV, doesn't have a truck. Guess what he does? He actually goes to Home Depot and he rents the truck. He rents the truck from Home Depot. He gets it, can haul the trailer wherever he needs it, drops it off, takes the truck back. Okay? So whenever he needs to move it, it costs him, $20-some to move his RV. That's it. So again, I wanted to bring this to your attention because I know a lot of people are asking, how can I save money? How can I find a way to live in the current city I'm in without paying an arm and a leg? This might be an option for you. Again, I don't know if it is, but when the facts and the reports are saying that the majority of Americans are overpaying for their living quarters, that's a problem. Because again, if we end up in a recession or things get even worse, what do you do at that point? So, let me know your thoughts. Do you think this is something that you may consider? Feel free to share this video with a friend or family member if they too are in this tough situation where they are struggling to pay their bills. They're rationing food, rationing medications. Nobody should be doing that. But again, I understand. So, let me know what your thoughts are on this. But again, that's what we know as of today. So, thank you guys for watching. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you guys on the next one.